Get a case of political whiplash trying to follow all the storylines and developments and movements in the race for president. Earlier today, Vice President Kamala Harris was in Indiana delivering what has become her first presidential stump speech to one of the nation's oldest black sororities. In less than an hour, former President Trump will hold a campaign rally, this time in North Carolina, his first since President Biden stepped down from the race. And speaking of Mr. Biden tonight, he will deliver a primetime address to the nation, explaining to Americans why he decided to end his campaign. The last time a sitting U.S. president withdrew from running for re-election, 1968, and President Lyndon Johnson, politically drowning at the time in the Vietnam War. Like we said, you can get whiplash. That's why we asked Jim Dolan to provide something of a cushion to buffer it all for us. He's in the newsroom. Jim?
3 months, Bill. Kamala Harris has just 3 months to make her case to the American people, just as Donald Trump makes his. The broad strokes of her campaign are already in place. It is not, so far at least, so different than the case she and the president were making before Biden dropped out on Sunday. But the energy she brings to the campaign, to the stage, is dramatically different. Trumpets blaring, Vice President Kamala Harris took to the stage in Indianapolis today, speaking before the Zeta Phi Beta sorority, one of the nation's most prominent African-American sororities. And she wasted no time in laying out the themes of her nascent campaign for president.
And I deeply believe in the promise of America, a promise of freedom, opportunity, and justice, not for some, but for all.
Harris has much work ahead and limited time to do it. High on the list is to vet and choose a person who would serve as her vice president. Among the obvious options, Senator and former astronaut Mark Kelly from Arizona.
And this is not about me. I mean, this is about the future of this country. You know, whether we want to take this country back to 2016 and 2020 when the world was a much more dangerous place when Donald Trump was president of the United States.
We are witnessing a full-on assault on hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights.
For now, Harris is focusing on what she sees as the stark divisions between her campaign and that of Donald Trump, who she says is waging an assault on freedom.
The freedom to live without fear of bigotry and hate. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. The freedom to learn and acknowledge our true and full history. And the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government telling her what to do.
Well, it has been a dizzying political whirlwind in the normally dull days of a scorching summer. And don't blink. Tonight, President Biden, recovered now from COVID, speaks from the Oval Office about why he dropped out of the race and what he hopes to accomplish over the last 6 months of his administration. Donald Trump will speak at a rally in Charlotte, and we will start to see how his plan of attack will shift with a new, much younger opponent. We'll, of course, have all of that on Eyewitness News tonight at 11. Bill?